Fauci was our wonderful saint, the sainted Fauci of Assisi, was asked about what's going on right now and the reaction to him by some people. And in particular, Tucker Carlson was singled out for his just unbelievably outrageous rhetoric about him. Here's how that went.
We're going to get back to the science, but I flip around the channels at night, which I probably shouldn't, and I find this guy. This guy Tucker Carlson. You heard of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy that really loves me, right?
Yeah. So look, the other night I found one that said Lord Fauci. He called you.
Oh no! Can you imagine that? Called him Lord Fauci. Whoa, that's despicable. How can you even? How can you abide that? You should have had that person arrested. You should have had Tucker Carlson immediately arrested and put into prison for calling him Lord Fauci.
Don't give him any ideas.
Does America put too much faith in just one man?
What another outrageous question. Has America put too much faith in one man? I'm sorry, that's a ridiculous question to ask.
That's your lead, man?
Come on.
Unelected Fauci has been leading this country.
Oh, no! Okay, he is unelected, and he kind of has been leading the country in the COVID situation, right? I mean, isn't he the big guy on that? Oh, the humanity of that. You called him unelected and said that he's been leading the country.
And these are Tucker Carlson's big sins.
Yeah, these are his terrible, terrible quotes.
And Fauci has made a lot of wrong predictions.
Oh, no!
Does that get under your skin? Does it bother you on a humane level? Do you feel threatened or concerned when you see that sort of thing floating out there?
Brother.
Well, I'm not concerned with what he says. It's a little bit, I think you could say that when he does that, that triggers some of the craziness in society.
Yeah. Keep in mind some of the statements he made to trigger people. Has America put too much trust in one man? Okay. Whoa! Whoa, are you trying to get the guy killed? He said he's unelected. Ah! He's been leading the country. Ah!
Start threatening me, which actually happens. I mean, who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
When I was in medical school, doing things to save people's lives, I'd have to be going around with a security detail.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really ridiculous.
Who would have thought a talk show host should have to spend a fortune every year on security to walk around with him, to be at his house, to guard him day and night when he goes out in public? That's Glenn's life and has been for 15, 20 years now. If you're to whine about every stupid threat you get through text or email or whatever, get in line. Anybody in the public eye has that going on. It's just how much of that is serious, how much of that is credible. Hardly any of it. People are just blowing off steam, and these Democrats. I don't know that Fauci is a Democrat. But these people who whine about it all the time, if everybody who got threats whined about it, that's all we'd be talking about. And then the big thing at the end that he asks him about is Tucker Carlson saying Fauci has made a lot of wrong predictions. Yeah.
Yes.
And he has. I mean, you can't make truthful statements about the guy. Here's just a smattering. This is just recent. Doesn't even go back to the 80s with the AIDS stuff that we've heard about, or the 90s where he did boneheaded things. Fauci says he warned Trump in January that the U.S. was in real trouble, but that's not what he said in public. In January, Fauci told Newsmax that the United States did not have to worry about the coronavirus. That it was not a major threat.
Wow.
Okay, that seems wrong, right? That didn't really work out for him. Number two, Fauci warned of an apocalyptic coronavirus pandemic. Then just weeks later, he compared the coronavirus to a bad flu. Dr. Fauci based all of his predictions on models that were off by millions, and then later told reporters, you can't really rely on models. Okay, well, then why did you at first? I'd just like to ask.
Man.
Number 4. On March 20th, Dr. Fauci jumped in and during a press conference briefing on hydroxychloroquine, corrected the president, saying, you've got to be careful when you say fairly effective. It was never done in a clinical trial. It was given to individuals and felt that maybe it worked. Exactly 2 weeks later, hydroxychloroquine was deemed the most highly rated treatment for the coronavirus by an international poll of more than 6,000 doctors. Well, that's not a clinical study. No, I guess it's not. It's a real-world study where doctors were using the drug on real patients who really had coronavirus, and it really helped them. 6,000 doctors said so. Doesn't there have to be something to it at that point? Number 5. Dr. Fauci pushed these garbage models every step of the way. A month ago, Fauci claimed 1 to 2 million Americans would die from coronavirus. Then he said 100,000 to 200,000. 3 weeks ago, he agreed 81,766 Americans would die from the virus. Then by that Wednesday, the experts cut the number of deaths to 60,415. Okay, well, we're well beyond that now. On Easter, Dr. Fauci suggested President Trump should have shut down the economy in February when the number of known cases in the U.S. was around 100. He later walked back his attacks. On March 9th, Dr. Fauci, St. Fauci of DCC, said cruises were okay. Did that turn out to be the case?
Wow, March 9th.
Yeah. Yep, that's right before the shutdown. That happened on the 13th, right? Dr. Fauci said malls, movies, and gyms were okay on February 29th. Another huge mistake. He was wrong about the first coronavirus deaths in the country. Fauci, Dr. Birx, and the CDC were off by nearly a month. California officials revealed in April that a patient in Santa Clara died from coronavirus on February 6th, not the 29th. Dr. Fauci and the CDC missed the millions and millions of U.S. citizens who already had contracted the disease before the draconian lockdown took place, knowing this could have prevented the economic calamity. I mean, over and over and over.
Yeah.
On April 20th, or April 15th this year, Fauci endorsed Tinder hookups. Remember that? He was okay with people meeting on Tinder and getting together sexually afterwards. What?
This guy.
He relied on corrupt WHO rules to lock down the United States and destroy the U.S. economy. This delays the herd immunity, of course. Dr. Birx and Dr. Fauci used the Imperial College model to persuade President Trump to lock down the entire U.S. economy. The Imperial model has since been confirmed a complete fraud. Fauci warned that Georgia would see a surge in coronavirus cases and deaths by opening their economy too early. He was wrong again. The opposite happened. And on Tuesday during testimony, Dr. Fauci told Rand Paul, this was a few weeks ago, that opening schools would not be a good idea. Now he says it's imperative. I mean, over and over and over again, the guy has been wrong. But you're not supposed to notice and you're not supposed to mention it.
Yeah, this list compiled by WOR News, and we have it tweeted out at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. If you would like to share that with your friends who continue to praise Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, it shows that Dr. Fauci might be a little fallible. Huh. Just a normal human being? Huh. Really? That's interesting. Huh. Fascinating. Now we have a study. Love this.
Oh, no.
You have a study that finds most Americans trust Dr. Pepper over Dr. Fauci.
We got a study.
While Dr. Fauci has made some questionable claims over the past few months, Dr. Pepper hasn't made any erroneous predictions about the virus or recommendations when it comes to masks and other protective measures. I don't know of a single thing Dr. Pepper has said about it.
That's true.
That was wrong.
That's true. Plays it close to the vest, that Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, he really is. So the soft drink has rocketed up the charts as the most trusted medical professional in America. Dr. Pepper has 23 delicious flavors that combine into a cool, refreshing taste that's just right, said Texan man Greg Bolar.
Oh,
this is in the Babylon Bee, of course. Dr. Fauci has none of these things. He can't even give you diabetes, for crying out loud. Dr. Pepper has never let me down. He then cracked open a cold, thirst-quenching Dr. Pepper and chugged it down in one gulp. Ah, that's good stuff. And it has none of that nasty deep state aftertaste left by competing brands like Dr. Fauci.
Awesome.
Americans also prefer Dr. Thunder, Mr. Pibb, and Dr. A+ over the medical advice dispensed by Dr. Fauci, according to the study. So...
That article brought to you by Dr. Pepper.
That is fantastic. I love this. And of course, don't forget that Joe Biden loved him, too.
And thank you, Dr. Pepper, and thank you, Chancellor.
There you go.
Dr. Paper.
Dr. Paper, Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper, Dr. Paper, all of those doctors he appreciates. So it's not just the Babylon Bee. It's spreading all over the place.